What is up, my Squirrelites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more of Destiny. In this episode, this is going to be the last one where we talk about the 2.0 patch. I don't even care if we go over time, but this should be the last video addressing the 2.0 patch and everything in it. This is going to be mostly the technical stuff, UI interface, stuff that happens in the tower. Very little to actually do with like weapons and weapons themselves and armor and whatnot. So, here we go. Let's start with quests, the whole new quest mechanic. There's been a quest screen added to the menu. The quest screen now allows you to view all active quests. Quests may be abandoned, but they are recoverable at abandoned quest archives at the tower in a kiosk. Each quest has a details screen that describes the current and previous quest steps. Up to 4 quests can now be viewed in the director, and while in nav mode, Year 1 activities have been converted into a quest system. New quest lines have been added for each Year 1 subclass, and reputation panel has been moved from the inventory screen to the quest screen. So now you have a ton of quests that you can go through for old content, for new content, etc. All for additional experience. Get going on them, but if you're at 34, I advise turning none of them in until the Taken King drops. Bounties. Bounty slot size increased to 16. Incomplete Year 1 bounties are auto-abandoned on September 8th. In preparation for the Taken King launch, incomplete Year 1 exotic bounties are auto-completed at their respective vendors. If you just have a mentor missive and have started any bounty, you automatically get the weapon. Bounties are now turned in for completion reward via the quest screen. Bounties can now be tracked via the new progress UI in nav mode, meaning pressing the touchpad in the PS4 or the, the menu button on the Xbox, I believe. I just want to call it select, but it's not. It's like the menu button or something like that, the screen button. Basically what brings up your ghost. You can now track bounties in that because that's what nav mode is. Eris's Year 1 bounties will be retired. Reputation with Crota's Bane can continue to be earned via Taken King quests on September 15th. The Tower. In general, all vendor reputation from Year 1 carry over. Collections have been added to the tower. Shader and Emblem collections can be found near Eva Levante. Ships and Sparrow collections can be found near Amanda Holiday. Exotic Armor and Weapon Blueprint collections can be found near the class mentors, aka the Vanguard, Cade 6, Ikora Ray, Commander Zavala. Vault space has been increased to store up to 72 weapons, 72 pieces of armor, and 36 general items, meaning cloaks, bonds, shaders, although I don't know why you'd want to put shaders in your vault when you just have your collections, etc. The bounty vendor, Xander99, has a new stock of daily bounties. Map droids have been removed from North Tower Plaza and Hangar. I guess you just don't need them anymore. I mean, but why would you? Loot announcements now appear in the tower, but have a maximum range of 10 meters. That's kind of strange. So I guess, you have those green icons that popped up, and now you have to actually be kind of close to them before they pop up next to you. You can't be seeing, hey, I have a postmaster message well over by Amanda Holiday and the Vanguard weapons guy. Gunsmith, starting on September 9th, reputation will be earned with Banshee 44 by using his field test weapons. So, basically what this does is it's going to give you field test weapons, which are basically version kind of like the newer weapons, and what you have to do is complete certain tasks. Once you've completed that task, you can return the weapons to Banshee, get reputation for it, and then just dismantle the weapons, or keep them if you want to. Speaker. New ghosts are on sale with the Speaker. These ghosts have defense values and have small perks that allow you to find, finding planetary mats easier. And Year 1 emblems have been moved to Eva Levante. Faction emblems are no longer purchasable, but will come from faction packages instead. So, wait, actually, hold on. Before I go back to factions, I think, so what they were saying about the Year 1 emblems is all the emblems that the Speaker sold, Eva Levante now has them. I kind of wish the cloaks were still around, but honestly, personally, I think I got all the ones I wanted. But, like, cloaks, marks, and bonds, I don't know where those are going to go, but they might just be gone. That's okay, though. Factions. Faction emblems are no longer purchasable, but will come from faction packages instead, and I believe there is much higher chance of them dropping, even though it doesn't say that. Former Vanguard emblems are now unlocked at level 10 and 20 of their respective class quest chains. For Crota's Bane, Eris's bounties have been retired as their Irish shifts from Crota to Oryx and his Dreadnought. Eris's reputation can now be earned weekly by killing bosses in the Crota's End raid, or through new methods to be discovered in the Taken King's new destination. Eris's reputation requirements for each rank have been adjusted to be faster, thank goodness. Characters will retain any rank they currently have with Eris. Eris's reputation is no longer capped at rank 4, and the players will receive reward packages for rank increases. Thank goodness. Wonder what's going to be in those packages. Players will be able to earn rewards by continuing to level up the Crota's Bane reputation. Awesome. And for Queen's Wrath, with the launch of the Taken King, Petra will have new bounties available in the Reef upon completing a new quest. These bounties will also drop a treasure key the first time one is completed each week. However, they will no longer be prowling wolves. They're going to be other stuff. For your inventory, class-specific armor materials have been deprecated in favor of a unified material. This means Hardronic Essence, Sapphire Wire, and Playsteel Plating is now just one thing called armor materials. On September 15th, Vanguard Quartermaster Roni will exchange old materials for new ones. So unless you want to use those on rep, save them. Fixed a bug where item upgrade UI was triggering when nothing was actually earned. Armor Dismantle now makes a sound when dismantling is complete. Okay. And your 2 weapon telemetries have now been combined per weapon slot instead of per weapon type. So instead of fusion rifle telemetries and whatnot, you just need like special weapon telemetries and whatnot. Okay, Crucible. Preview event. The Taken King maps will be available for all players to preview for free from September 8th until September 15th, as will the Rift game mode. Crucible Daily will not be available during this time, and Mayhem Clash will be available starting on September 11th until the 15th. House of Wolves maps, Widow's Court, Black Shield, and Thieves' Den are now available to all Destiny players. Year 1 platform exclusive maps, The Timekeeper and Exodus Blue, are now available to all Destiny players. And added a new Mercy Rule that will end blowout games early. When the Mercy Rule hits, Shax will call at the end of the match. We immediately disable join in progress to prevent any additional players from joining the game, if anyone has dropped already, and reset the game clock to 10 seconds. After those 10 seconds, the match will end normally. All players will receive their end of match rewards and return to matchmaking. More detail can be found about this system here. If you go to the patch notes and actually click on the link, they have stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure exactly where it is. I believe it's like with more than 10k points or something like that when the Mercy Rule will start. Legendary loot drop rates have been increased in Crucible. PvP post-game scoreboards now use abbreviated names. Hover over these stat headers to see more detailed information about what each stat tracks. The PGCR does not, so the post-game scorecard does not display the score column if the mode does not have individual player scores. Shax will now comment on multi-kills and kill streaks. And Victory Imminent voiceover will no longer play when there is less than 30 seconds remaining in Crucible matches. The Director, Salvage, and Rift are now core Crucible playlists, and the Taken King maps are now included in the core Crucible playlist along with everything else. Medals, added a new set of Crucible medals. Buckshot Bruiser, Machine Lord, Sharpshooter, and Master Blaster medals can be earned multiple times in a row, if you're awesome enough. Fixed an issue where the first place kill score bonus, which triggers the Uprising medal, was awarded when killing the highest scoring player on the winning team instead of the highest scoring player in the match. Which honestly, I don't like that change because I would think Uprising should only apply to if you're on the losing team against the winning team. I think that would make more sense. Maps. Widow's Court added invisible physics to keep players from hiding in the ivy overlooking the courtyard. Heavy ammo. Good. Salvage. This is game types. Reduce salvage score limit from 10,000 to 7,500 as their data showed too many games were ending to the time limit. Modified the base 3v3 options to have a 7-second minimum respawn timer instead of, I believe, 5. Skirmish modified it the same way. So 7-second timer. Inferno changed special ammo crate timing for Inferno Clash, Inferno Control, and Inferno Rumble modes to 2 minutes. Small team modes will remain at 3 minutes. Removed heavy ammo crates from all Inferno playlists. So no more heavy. Rumble. Placing in the top 3 in Rumble playlists now counts as a win for quest step purposes. So if you have a quest that needs you to do something in Rumble, just get in the top 3. For Control, this is a big one. Bastion, First Light, and Skyshock have been added to the core Control playlist with Pikes and Interceptors disabled. I'm okay with this. The only one of those I really dislike is First Light because there's way too many sniper alleys. Bastion was not ever that bad for sniper alleys. Like, yes, there is sniping in it, but there's a lot of corridors and a lot of alleyways that you can run through. And honestly, I think that's a map that just more than anything favors scout rifles. Skyshock, yeah, probably also way too sniper heavy, but hey, I enjoy that map. Zone captured and zone neutralized scoring messages in Control will now display the zone being captured, i.e. Zone A captured, Zone C neutralized. You'll be able to see it all up in the top left of your UI. And then for Trials of Osiris, Charles Passage coins are now discarded by the stack rather than by the item. Last few things, and we're almost done. For the UI, super icons and kill messages are now displayed in yellow. Added icons to kill messages for precision kills, so you can actually see on the bottom left when someone actually precision killed somebody. Super kill messages now display the name of the super used. Voice channel settings in nav mode have been moved into the nav mode toggle display, which also includes quests and bounties, active modifiers, and PvP scoreboards. You can see all of that in nav mode, which is pretty cool. Now for the technical things, and this is the last bit of stuff. In general, cinematics can now be skipped. That's a big deal. Show hide helmet options now also applies to the character screen, so when you're viewing your character, you can see them without their helmet off, like in the actual menu. Unused update combat packs will be removed automatically on PS3 and 360 to save hard drive space. Fix a crash on PS3 when cycling through too many activities. Properly report free space required on PS3 when out of when out of dick space. That was the perfect typo to make. Perfect slip of the tongue. When out of dick space, I'm just going to keep it at that. Enabled support for game content to be loaded from USB devices on 360. Improved Xbox One messaging and flow handling for users performing certain party options. The pineapple error should only occur for actual malfunctions now. Fixed an Xbox One issue, with suspend resume on certain loading screens. And if there is a valid playlist, use that for rich presence instead of the activity. And then last but not least, networking. Reduced latency of kill notifications in Crucible. Improved damage validation systems to reduce the effectiveness of players with extreme lag. And improved accuracy of network quality meters slightly. So now, instead of just being 4 different options, you can either have perfect connection, good connection, medium connection, or bad connection. It's a little bit more varied. Like I said, the 2.0 patch for almost entirely is good. I think the only thing in here, the only things I'm not the biggest fan of, is I think the bonuses were reduced a little too hard, such as Hammer Forged and Flared Magwell were reduced a little too much. I think more like instead of all the ones being reduced by 50%, they should have been like 33%. And then the ones that were reduced by 80, maybe by 50 instead. I think Icebreaker's nerf was I'm still on that. And then by and far the one I'm the least keen on is the shotguns. I think Shot Package and Rangefinder need to be gone. If you want shotguns to emphasize close quarter combined with melee, get rid of the range, reduce the range, and make close and or personal the most viable perk on your shotgun. Honestly, that just needs to go. Like, it really, really does. So, other than that, and then last but not least, the legendary hand cannons nerf was unnecessary. I honestly think that only should have been applied to exotics. So yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the 2.0 patch. The next episode, we are going to be exploring 2.0 in all of its glory, taking a look around, testing out weapons, looking around the tower, all that good stuff. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.
Zone B neutralized. Heavy ammo on the way. Heavy ammo available. Zone B secure. Only 5 minutes left. Zone B lost. Enemy captured Zone B. Zone C neutralized. Enemy captured Zone C. Heavy ammo inbound. Heavy ammo available. Victory imminent. Zones controlled. Targets eliminated. Nice work.